Hey everybody, this is Derek. Hope everyone is doing magnificent, and I am entitling this video the WWE Truth Movement. In the link in the more info, I have a video which was from the recent SmackDown, November 20 something, and what it had was their character CM Punk talking about things a lot of people do not like to hear, which is that of truth. The truth for this segment was addictions and negative addictions. The ones they talked about was that of cigarettes and tobacco, along with RX or prescription medications, followed by that of alcohol. All of these are items that many people consume, and quite frankly, they do a very good job in destroying our bodies, both on a physical level and affecting it on a mental level. And when I was watching this, you could notice that the fans were just booing this like no other. And of course, maybe CM Punk is this biggest heel in the industry. It's not like I really watch wrestling anymore, but the fans were booing the Truth Movement. But in reality, that's what has been happening. People have not been accepting the truth for whatever it is, at least not that much. So we got the truth on the issues they were talking about. Tobacco. Well, that's a no-brainer. They've been trying to tell us for so long about the dangers of smoking. Now, we've seen a lot in the past times where they were advertising this upon us. We had commercials on the 50s, the 60s, and in the 70s. Print commercials continued on from them. And even the culture aspect, you see people smoking, and the chain effect would happen. Now, the chain effect that needs to happen is the promotion of eliminating this. And for the last couple decades, I think it has been moving fairly well, but nonetheless, it is an addictive habit and it's not the easiest to get rid of. And I think they all are the same. The next one was prescription medications, whether that be a form of steroids, whether it be painkillers, whether it be even antibiotics, almost anything that you get from a doctor, something you are prescribed to take or use as directed, they do consider to have long-term effects. You take a painkiller, the pain is going to feel like it has gone away for an X period of time with a euphoria feeling or a narcotic feeling for so many hours, but the pain is still there. It is the drugs, the chemicals have been used so you cannot feel it. Alcohol, I've had so many problems myself with it. You know what? It might feel good to be drunk, having a good time and everything, even though you are losing control of so many different things. Nonetheless, the long-term effects, pretty serious. I quit drinking about 9 years ago, and that's because I got sick of having 2, 3, 4 week hangovers where I'd feel like crap for so long, so I pretty much had no choice but to give it up. One of the things that was not mentioned in this video was that of junk food. Junk food being Coca-Cola, carbonated drinks, all of them, such detrimental stuff for us. Your Twinkies, your hot dogs, your Chef Boyardee canned pasta, there's so much of this. And these saturated fats, all the MSGs, they're not good for you. Now granted, if you are hungry and you got nothing to eat, it would be more beneficial to have some of those bad foods than have nothing at all. But when you have the choice between the two, which are you going to take? Now I look at the 4 aspects, the 3 that CM Punk talked about, and the 4th one being junk food. And the way I see this is almost every single human would put themselves in one of those categories or multiple of those categories. I have done a significant job in reducing as many of them as I can. I was addicted to all of them during different periods of my life, and this decade alone I have eliminated pretty much 3 of them, and that has been an amazing feat. But part of accepting truth is understanding the truth, educating yourself on the truth, accepting it for what it is, and looking for ways of working based on it. Okay, so you know that cigarettes aren't good. What do? You just don't smoke. You know that the RX medications are not good. What do? Well, that's a very difficult one, and that being the one I've had a hard time getting off of. And I think the biggest one is finding alternate healing methods, because just like food where you need it to survive over doing nothing, the same could be true about medication. If you take nothing, you could be in worse shape or even die. Now, I'm not saying insulin is bad or anything. I just know a lot of the medications I have taken some steroids that have deteriorated my bones, but the quick fix that I got from it, I mean, like, wow, I guess. And of course, junk food, the alternate for that is like good food. So if you are aware of the stuff that you are doing, if you're just trying to get off of all of them completely, that to me would be an overload. And I like the steps program. You do whatever you can to slowly get off one of them. Maybe if it's tobacco, you try to cut back. Maybe you go from a half a pack to a quarter to an eighth, and yada, yada, yada. That's different methods. And when you notice success moving, that's an accomplishment, because it takes time to get away from a lot of these negative things. Now, in this show, this WWE show, he got extremely booed. People have a hard time accepting the truth, and I have noticed that big time. What do I got here for notes? When you are denying the truth, meaning you don't accept it, the opposite being denial, I see that as a negative vibration. You look at your Jack Daniels, you're saying, well, you know, I shouldn't take it, but you know what, who cares? I mean, boom. And that is a form of denial. And I see denial as that of the lower vibration. And the lower stuff you do, the negative stuff you do, to me, it's just not good for you. But I look at these 4 things. I think most people are taking 1, 2, 3, or all of them. And myself, what I'm doing during this major shift in consciousness that is going on is the elimination of all of them. And like I say, I pretty much got 1 more to go, which would be the RX. Now, if you throw in stuff like drugs, cocaine, heroin, stuff like that, I think you could put those in the RX section. Now, I've been fortunate to never have tried any heavy illegal drugs before, but then I think to myself, a lot of stuff that's legal could be worse than some of them. So it's not like, oh, I have avoided them, I have stopped myself from taking this bad stuff, because I haven't. I have taken that bad stuff. And I have wimped out. Oh, I've got this pain and I just want to stop it, so I take a painkiller. Sure, like I say, you can stop it for the short term, but it affects you in the long term. And this is the point where the long-term effects are coming into play. So thank you all for watching. Peace out, and it's time to accept the truth, everyone. Bye-bye.